All right, welcome to Life Extension Live. I'm Dr. Mike, and that is
Dr. Crystal.
Hey, we got a demo for you. We're going to make a drink called mud water. Why are we doing that, Dr. Crystal?
Because we're talking about mushrooms today.
Yeah, and it turns out this is a trending drink out there.
So we're going to try it out.
Ooh, on today's show, we're going to be talking about the health benefits of mushrooms, why you should include them in your diet, and which ones are best for your needs. But before we begin, we are scientists, right? Mm-hmm. Right? So let's just give a simple definition of a mushroom. You go.
Well, it's a fungi. It's not an animal. It's not a plant. I think most people kind of think of it as a plant food. It's in its own kingdom, right? That includes mold, even includes yeast.
Yep.
And so mushroom is a part of the fungi kingdom. I guess that's what you would call it.
Yeah, they don't have chlorophyll.
No.
And plants have chlorophyll. That's how they get energy. The fungi, they get their energy from, believe it or not, dead, rotting material in the soil.
Yes.
That's what they do. Yeah. So what are some of the main benefits? Like why are we even talking about mushrooms?
Well, I'm coming from a food first perspective, Dr. Mike, right? So, because we are going to talk about extracts and different preparations, tinctures of mushrooms, but just from eating mushrooms, a great source of protein.
Yeah. Oh, and
like 30% protein. You're getting lots of fiber, prebiotic fiber, tons of vitamins, minerals, and again, they're getting this from their environment. That's where they are receiving these nutrients, and we eat them, and they are just one of the healthiest foods that you can eat.
Delicious. They have vitamin D too.
Yes.
A decent amount of vitamin D. Hey, listen, I don't know if there's a better food than some, mushroom sauteed with a little butter. Ooh. I mean, come on.
You don't even need the butter.
Oh, I need the butter.
A little olive oil.
Wait, hold on now.
A little bit of salt. Grilled
all of the
mushrooms.
Above. Grilled mushrooms are great.
You can eat them. The one thing, though, I would say is always cook your mushrooms. I know sometimes you've seen them on some salad bars, kind of the raw sliced mushrooms. Don't consume them that way. Yeah. Always cook your mushrooms. And
that's good to know.
That's just a little tip.
There have been obviously medicinal uses of mushrooms for thousands and thousands of years.
Oh, yes.
Used in Eastern types of medicine and stuff. But one of the things I know we wanted to focus on wasn't so much like the traditional use of some of these mushrooms. We really wanted to focus on things that we found science for, right? So when we go through these mushrooms, we're talking about things that we can support.
Right, and there's so many different options out there, kind of 7 big main ones that you'll see in different preparations that you can find extracts and freeze-dried powders and spore-forming versions and the fruiting bodies. And so I think we're just going to do a roundup.
Yeah. Well, we have a nice chart, right? This is kind of it's almost like a buyer's guide in a sense. Mm-hmm. So, Robson, let's throw that chart up. And what you're going to see here are the main mushrooms we're going to talk about today. You got the white button, chaga, cordyceps. You can see it all. Reishi's there, turkey tail. We're going to get into all of that. And again, what we're focusing on for each one of these mushrooms is kind of the key, what we found to be, at least based on the research stuff, that maybe the key benefits.
Right, because people are using mushrooms for brain health. They're using for immunity, for their antioxidant support, for their anti-cancer benefits, along with maybe chemotherapy, and just helping the cancer medicine work better. And sometimes it's difficult to know which one is the best one.
Right. And so I think overall, I do believe most people on the medicinal side are probably focused on the immune system part of it. But we found that there's a lot of other benefits in these mushrooms, right? It's not just immune at all.
We were surprised.
Yeah, it's not. And so we're going to take one by one from that chart, and we're going to start with the white button, the little old white button. The workhorse of mushrooms.
And what's unique about white button is it is one of the greatest sources of ergothioneine.
Now, why is that important?
Which is great for longevity, anti-aging, as well as antioxidant support in the body.
Yeah, so the main research supported benefits we found with white button, as you said, antioxidant, healthy aging, and immune function support. I didn't know this. I just learned that white button has a good source of glutathione. That's like that's your main antioxidant in your body.
Yes, it was the master antioxidant is what we call it.
Yeah, and then so the ergothioneine, that's I think you're going to hear more and more about this ergothioneine in the future, because I know there's a lot of longevity research interest.
Yeah, specifically with supporting healthy telomeres, which is involved with the cellular aging, slowing down cellular aging.
True or false, Dr. Crystal?
I don't know, Dr. Mike. I don't know if I want to play this game, Robson.
True or false? Portobello is a white button.
Yes, that is true.
True.
It's
Ding, 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 ding,
aged.
ding. Yeah. You age it becomes portobello.
My favorite.
I know that is my favorite.
Now
really
that on the grill, a good portobello mushroom sandwich.
Oh, it's so good.
With some aioli.
It's so good. I know. Every time we do these kind of demos, I get hungry. You know.
Yeah, well, it is lunchtime, Dr. Mike.
Yeah. And so white button, classic, great place to start. You could cook with it in so many different ways.
Yes.
So that was number one. Now, looking at that chart, we're going to move now to one called chaga. What were the main things we found for this one?
Yeah, so liver detox, antioxidant support, and respiratory health, specifically targeting viral disease.
Yeah. It turns out the liver detoxification specifically was really great against environmental toxins, right? So just stuff in the air, stuff in the water. There's even some toxins coming from algae that chaga is able to help the liver clear.
Yeah.
And so that's I think where most of that liver support was, right? Like toxins.
So I'm not quite sure about that, so I can't confirm.
Okay.
But if you said it, Dr. Mike, I trust you. We're also seeing it. What I do know with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and mouse research, we're seeing it beneficial with there. And I'll just give you a quick buyer's guide with chaga that I just learned. So we know chaga is found, grows on birch trees.
Okay.
And so you want to make sure we're protecting the environment.
Okay.
And harvesting the chaga sustainably. So that's a question that you may want to ask any manufacturer or whenever you're kind of searching it out. There's another strategy that researchers or that manufacturers are doing, growing the chaga on brown rice.
Oh, okay.
And you want to, if that is the preparation that's more sustainable, the brown rice sometimes gives you more starches in that preparation that may not give you the full benefit of those fibers.
Okay, so it's better to maybe find a manufacturer that's growing the mushroom differently than on the birch tree. That's where you're going to be more sustainable.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's interesting about the brown rice.
Really interesting. Yeah.
All right, so that's chaga. I will say one more thing about chaga, but we're going to talk more about these things coming up, and that's the beta-glucans. Beta-glucans are a key part of mushrooms, and that's where we get a lot of the immune support. And chaga is something like close to 9% of beta-glucans.
Yes, I mean, it's just a great source of those beta-glucans, which gives it that immune boosting benefit. That's what we know about those beta-glucans. They come in and they activate, or I kind of think about how they prime the immune system and
That's how I like to say it. Yeah, get it ready.
To go.
Beta-glucans, get ready to fight, right? Okay, moving on now to cordyceps.
Ooh, yes.
I don't know, should we tell them how cordyceps for, or we just skip all that?
I think we better, but it's you should look it up on YouTube.
Look up on YouTube.
It might it's something that you would see in sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre.
Yeah, but the cordyceps itself is considered a fungi, a mushroom, and it's great, the research we found, for stamina and energy.
Yes, and you see it having almost that adaptogenic effect, Dr. Mike. You see it often combined with adaptogenic herbs for adrenal support and kind of giving you that real good energy supporting the stress response.
Yeah, cordyceps, I know, in some of the early formulas, they were all about, like in energy formulas and stuff, and they help produce cellular energy at the end of the day, ATP. There are cardiovascular benefits with cordyceps too. I think this was a review of about 19 trials, looked at over 1,000 subjects, and it had a kind of a balancing effect between slow heart rate and rapid heart rate in these patients, and then also some studies looking at blood pressure support.
And with individuals with heart failure.
Yeah, helping that, because that's that energy. It's helping those cells make that ATP. So cordyceps, energy, cardiovascular health, we like that.
Stamina.
Okay. Moving on to lion's mane. You like this one?
I think about lion's mane. I recently received a text message. People, they know that we're in the health industry, so you get all of these random questions about stuff. And so I received one recently. What do you think about lion's mane?
Yeah, and what did you say?
I said, yes, brain health, for sure. And that was why the person was interested in it. And we do see the research with supporting brain health.
Yeah, some of the key compounds in lion mane crosses the blood-brain barrier, and it has neuroprotective effects. So that's where you're seeing it for cognition, nerve health overall, even mood. Some of these studies showed that. I don't know. Is lion mane pretty popular for people in the culinary world?
Well, that's like a whole nother thing, because a lot of these mushrooms, how they're grown or what they're grown on, they are really tough. Like, they're very fibrous, so they're not as soft as like a shiitake where you can cook with them easily, and within 5 minutes they soften up. Some of these you need a pressure cooker.
Like to break it down.
To break down those fibers, to soften them up. So lion's mane is one of those.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's probably why I haven't had one.
Lion's mane. We'll talk about turkey tail, but those are the ones that they're not
common going to be on your plate.
No.
Yeah, not common on your plate. So lion's mane, I just wanted to read, this is pretty impressive. It has the beta-glucans. It has the ergothioneine that we talked about for longevity. It has terpenes, which are very important compounds, I think, in longevity as well. Vitamins, amino acids, trace elements, and even some nice healthy lipids.
And that's a great stopping point for us to just talk about. I like that you brought up some of those other active components that you find in mushrooms, because they're jam-packed in polyphenols, Dr. Mike.
That's right.
No one talks about the polyphenols, sometimes more than, say, a pomegranate or these.
More than a pomegranate?
Yes. No one thinks about mushrooms for their polyphenol benefit, but yes.
That's great. Yeah. They're jam-packed with good stuff for us. Even just looking at some other benefits from lion mane, healthy cholesterol, healthy immune, it goes on and on and on, right?
Yeah, but the main thing, if you're looking for lion's mane, is going to be
it's brain. It's absolutely brain stuff. Now, moving on to one of my favorites. This is reishi. Now, I've had reishi tea.
Yes.
I told you this, right?
I think you have. We've talked about this before.
Most disgusting, bitter thing I've ever experienced in my life.
I'm sorry.
I tasted that for like a week. It was just
no.
It got up into your, it was just, oh my God.
That means it's really good for you.
Hey,
it's kind of like the whole idea with the bitters.
It's the same. It is very bitter. And so, but traditionally, reishi was made into a tea, centuries and millennia ago. And it's very common in certain parts of the world to do that. But I don't think it's not for an American palate.
Okay.
You'd have to really start slow and low and like build up to that.
So maybe an extract.
Yeah, good news is there's extracts of it. You don't have to worry about all that. Reishi, immune.
Boom. Yes, it's
done.
Those polysaccharides, those beta-glucans. Reishi, specifically the red reishi, seems to be one that has a lot of that immune benefit.
It's a really cool looking mushroom too. You can see it on the chart there. But if you look up some Google images of it, It's cool. It's a real fascinating looking. It doesn't look like you wouldn't, if you saw it, you might be like, that's not a mushroom or a fungi. I mean, it looks so different. So check out Reishi Pictures. Now we're moving on to, I mean, I guess next to white buttons.
Yeah, this is what people know these.
These are workhorses.
People know these.
Yeah, shiitake and maitake. We put them together because they're pretty similar.
Yes, and both, this goes down the immune benefit, immune function, supporting immune function, gastrointestinal health, cardiovascular health, and you are getting some ergothioneine.
Okay,
so,
there you go.
Again, cellular protection and protection against oxidative stress.
Yeah. And of course, you can, just like white button, in the culinary world, you can use these almost everywhere. Put them on pizza, salads. I mean, as you said, cook them, right? You want to cook them a little bit, but you can be so much stuff.
We love mushrooms, and we add some peppers to it.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. All right, moving on to, now this one was a new one for me. I don't think I was familiar with this.
Turkey tail.
Yeah, turkey tail. And I mean, by far, its biggest thing is
cancer.
Yeah, anti-cancer.
Yeah, and you can go to like the official cancer, like NIH cancer websites, and they have a section dedicated to mushrooms, and they talk about turkey tail, specifically a compound called PSK. Polysaccharide K is kind of turkey tail's claim to fame. Yeah. And very beneficial, used as chemoimmunotherapy for cancer in Asia.
Yeah. It was even a trial was done with rectal cancer, showing good benefits. And I know it's being studied all over the world right now because the big movement in cancer therapy is immunotherapy, right? Yes. And so you're going to see more mushroom research, I think, and turkey tail is going to be probably leading the way on that, right?
That's right. And then just another study to feature 6 randomized trials that involve patients treated with chemotherapy with or without PSK from turkey tail resulted in improvement in immune function, well-being, tumor-related symptoms, or longer survival in the PSK-treated patients.
And that's the ding, ding, ding thing, right? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want increased survival. We want better prognosis over a 5-year span. And that's what, maybe turkey tail mushrooms will be able to give, on top of other things you're doing too, right? It's not just the turkey tail, but... really fascinating. You're going to see more research on mushrooms and immunotherapy. All right, let's get into what we're about to do.
Mud water.
Just first, we have our base is tea. Chai tea.
Yeah,
right?
That's a chai tea steeped longer than I would have steeped it, Dr. Mike.
Yeah, and then we're going to add to this a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so this is a popular alternative to coffee.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's trendy for sure.
It is. It's trending. We steep tea, other recipes that you'll see. I think that's when Robson put up the recipe. It will say a chai tea powder. Okay. But I figured we could just make.
Yeah, we just made the tea. I mean, let's just play around with it. Yeah. You want to just go? Let's go down and let's start adding.
Right. So we have a 7-blend mushroom powder. So all of the mushrooms that we talked about today, they are in this powder.
I was going to try to read that, but I just no way.
I'll take over. So there's chaga, cordyceps, lion's mane, maitake, reishi, shiitake, and turkey tail.
Woohoo! So we're going to take, and it says a teaspoon.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to do this.
Recipe here. So a 4 teaspoon of mushroom powder.
4 teaspoons.
1/4.
Oh, gosh. That's probably like that.
Maybe less than that. Let's see. Let's show the camera.
That's too much.
Too much.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, you're going to make mine?
I'm just dropping it in. Now you can stir it yourself.
I was going to use less. Okay. So we have our mushroom powder. Next is cacao powder or cocoa powder. Just FYI, I went in my pantry and grabbed everything that I could. So my cinnamon's almost gone.
How much?
1 1/2 teaspoons. So do a full teaspoon and then another half. Oh, this is good. So this is like a
smells so good.
Chai tea chocolate. Well, because we didn't use a lot of the mushroom
what
powder.
I found interesting about this, if you get this and you open it and you smell it, it has kind of a chocolate feel or smell to it. Remember?
Oh, it smells
It
like
smells
chocolate.
really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So then
And
we're
my-
moving on to what is this? Cinnamon.
That's cinnamon. And we are using a half teaspoon.
I'm just gonna do this.
So not much. I think I'll do the same thing because I'm making a mess here with my spoon.
Just go ahead. And,
Don't mind me.
and then we
cleaning the
have
table.
turmeric, and this is kind of the same thing. Just dash. Just,
I
you
like
know.
cinnamon.
Oh.
Blood sugar support. Uh-oh. That's okay. Dr. Mike, he got a little
Remember when you made me drink
excited
turmeric?
about his turmeric. So turmeric, anti-inflammatory, Dr. Mike.
Oh,
Good for immune system. Woo, good for joint health.
I'm just doing my own thing now.
And so we were doing
I have no idea.
a half teaspoon of turmeric and then a dash of Himalayan sea salt. So I guess for a dash, to me, one little turn.
I got so much curcumin. It looks like mustard.
Okay, let's try it out.
Well,
So
it's
this is our mud water. It kind of looks like mud.
It looks like mud.
I'm sure we're gonna get
Ready?
some energy. Let's stir a little more,
Okay.
and then we can do a toast.
Ready? Cheers to mud water. Mushrooms. Oh.
Tastes like mud.
Well, not replacing my coffee, but I could see you adding this to like coffee, not just doing it straight.
I think this would
That-
be good in coffee. You know what this needs? A little
Sugar.
bit of
No, Hannah.
This needs a touch of milk, like just a
maybe
hint
milk
of half
Maybe-
and half,
maybe
or
a
even some
what
almond milk.
What about just a dash of honey too? Maybe just something a little sweeter.
No, because the cinnamon really brings out kind of
Yeah.
that. It
What is
satisfies
it?
my sweet tooth.
It's healthy. It's the mushrooms. It needs help, but you might like it.
Brain health, heart health, immune health.
Yes. All right. Thank
Liver
you.
health.
We got it.
We can cheers to all of the above.
Thank you for joining us today. So give it a try. Try mud water and let us know. Right? Tell us what.
Try our recipe and then put a comment.
And tell us what you think. Don't forget, we go live every Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Our sponsor, Life Extension, wants to say thank you for being such a great audience. Go over to lifeextension.com, shop around. When you check out, put in LE Live, LE Live. 10% off, $50 or more, plus free shipping and handling. That's over at lifeextension.com. I'm Dr. Mike.
Dr. Crystal.
Thanks for watching.